Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of WOOF Wednesdays. It's a pretty softball-heavy episode this week, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but certainly some impressive accolades to look at, some important things to note. Winning streak for one of our teams here, some departures from the UW football team, well, a departure, and some new additions. So with that being said, we'll transition right over to UW football here, moving it straight into Huskies on the gridiron. And team-related news on the 12th of May, Noah Ngalu entered the transfer portal. He is a sophomore defensive tackle, the third scholarship player to do so since the end of spring football, joining defensive back Jacob Covington, who actually announced his commitment to USC, as well as running back Caleb Berry. Ngalu had only played in 5 games over his 3 seasons with the Huskies, not recording a sack. So, obviously unfortunate to see anybody leave the program, but obviously if there's a better opportunity out there for these guys, you'd like to see them succeed. Sometimes it's just a change of scenery. Sometimes, the depth chart, it just doesn't work out for guys. So, best of luck to Noah with him wherever he ends up, as well as with Caleb Berry. Obviously, Jacob with USC now, joining. I forgot it. Terrell Bynum, I believe it was. Terrell Bynum is at USC now as well. So best of luck again to all those guys in the transfer portal, that they're able to figure out the best situation for them. On the 16th of the month, Edge Seki Afoa Asoeu. Again, if this is a name that I botched, please feel free to correct me on that. An edge rusher committed to UW out of JUCO. He's a linebacker from the College of San Mateo, holding offers from Buffalo, Tulsa, UAB, and UTEP. So more and more, it's really interesting to see the group of guys that obviously there's the guys that have been leaving UW, dropping commitments and such, but also the group that head coach Kalen DeBoer is bringing in, what those guys are going to be able to contribute, what sort of impact they're going to have on the program, whether it's being a guy who plays situationally, being a guy who maybe doesn't play at all and that doesn't pan out for him, or, a guy who comes in and steps up big. So welcome, Seki. And then on the 17th, just a little bit earlier today, or well, by the time this comes out, it'll be yesterday. On the 17th, linebacker Chris Mole committed to UW. He comes to Washington by way of transfer from UAB. He's a grad transfer. As a senior back in 2021, Mole totaled 20 tackles, but suffered an injury that limited him to just 4 games in 2020. During that season that was shortened by COVID, it was all messed up. He racked up 59 tackles and 2 sacks. His sophomore season in 2019 proved to be his best with the UAB, totaling 103 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 9 sacks. So interesting to see the way that the seasons broke down, but obviously some unfortunate circumstances for Mole there. Again, I just talked about how interesting this group of incoming players will be for the Huskies, and sticking with the linebackers, I'm interested to see how Mole plays, how he fits in the linebacker depth chart, that linebacker room. Cam Bright, a guy that we talked about last week's episode with the senior camp review, taking the reins as the leader in that group. Really interested to see, again, how that breaks down and what sort of impact they play for this Husky team. I know that with the bore in and sort of some of the hype with it, I know it seems like some Husky fans are just kind of cautious. They're like, hey, let's see how it plays out before anything really, before we get ahead of ourselves. I would be cautious as well. I'm not saying that I'm casting a lot of doubt on DeBoer. I just want to see, this is going to be the first year, so he's trying to get the program in his vision, get his guys in place, get his system in place, get players that, he hopes to have for a couple of years. But with some of these grad transfer guys and some of these guys that are towards the end of their college careers, I'm wondering if that's not necessarily the case and that they're looking to win immediately. So please feel free to leave comments and leave thoughts and thoughts. Something I want to get better at is encouraging that, because I like having these discussions with people. With Circling SeattleSports on Converge, having people be rude to my co-host is never something that I enjoy. I do enjoy, though, having these friendly conversations about these teams, because obviously, we're here to discuss these teams and do our best to steer away some of the misconceptions that come with our Seattle sports teams, but also at the end of the day, hey man, I'm 20, your host Charles here. I'm a 20-year-old, I'm still a kid at heart. I still, with baseball, love baseball to death. Um, Football, basketball, all of these. I love it. And, a lot of, before we got into doing any of this stuff with Circling Seattle Sports, was working in professional sports and just trying to find a way to get in and talk to people about it. So, please feel free to leave comments and, ask questions, have discussions. I'd love to do that. So that is it for football. Is we really kind of wait now until August to continue to see things build up for this program. We might see more transfers and commitments and such like that, and maybe hear some more. Might talk to Coach DeBoer, but other than that, we'll keep you updated, obviously, as well as make sure to follow us, on our socials here, Circling Seattle Sports on Instagram, all one word, Twitter, Circling Sports, the username. If you look up Circling Seattle Sports, it'll probably pop up anyway, and on Facebook, Circling Seattle Sports as well. So heading over, no basketball news, men's or women's related. In baseball related news, though, the Huskies baseball team, I know I've been, at the beginning of the season, even a third of the way, I was a little bit cautious, worried about that to an extent. But I gotta say, over the last month or two, the baseball team has been doing pretty damn good. They've been mashing. So let's get to past scores here. In the sort of one-offs, on the 10th, the team played Seattle U, winning that contest 4-2. Player of the game, third baseman Michael Snyder, going 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Then we get over here to the series that the Huskies played against USC, May 13th through 15th. May 13th at USC, a 2-1 win. Player of the game, left fielder AJ Guerrero, going 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI. May 14th at USC, a 16-11 win. Yes, you see that on your screen. That is correct. 16-11. The Husky offense obviously lighting up, obviously giving up 11 runs as well, but 16 runs. I mean, that's 2 touchdowns with 2-point conversions. Player of the game, first baseman Will Simpson. Will Simpson going 2 for 3 with 3 runs, 4 RBIs, and 2 walks on the day. And then to complete the sweep, as you see, we have the little broom graphic there on the USC logo. May 15th at USC, an 8-6 win. Player of the game, center fielder McKay Barney, going 2 for 5 with a run and 2 RBIs. So, I mean, you see there, just to look at, we'll just keep this graphic up on the screen here. 26 runs in that series. It's pretty wild, I say mashing with this Husky offense, and I don't put that lightly. Obviously, that Seattle U win that we look at was only, what was it, 4-2, but still. And then, with that being said, I'm saying that a lot often. I noticed that with Circling Seattle Sports on Converge. Don't know why. But we look at the one-offs here after the USC series, UW playing Cal Baptist on the 17th, winning that one 11-3. I believe Cal Baptist got first blood, got the first run over the plate, and then UW scored 11 to answer that. Player of the game, first baseman Will Simpson, going 3 for 4 with a run, 4 RBIs, and 1 walk. So I don't want to jinx it. Where's knock on wood? But it looks like the Huskies are getting hot at the right time. This is the time to do that. This is the time for the bats to wake up, for the Huskies to get going as we approach their final series of the regular season and then Pac-12 tournament time. So, I mean, they're heading in the right direction at the moment. I've had some fun interactions with the moderators, Husky Twitter. If you're seeing this Husky Twitter account, I appreciate it. But no, hey, I mean, they've been doing pretty damn well. So just looking for them to continue that, seeing great performances from, the corner infielders and Snyder and Simpson, AJ Guerrero lighting it up as well. I mean, the whole lineup obviously has been able to produce. So looking to keep that up here, sitting at a 26-24 record, 8th in the Pac-12 at the moment. Looking at their final series of the regular season, a 4-game series to finish it out versus Northern Colorado. May 19th versus Northern Colorado is a 6:05 p.m. first pitch. May 20th versus Northern Colorado, first of 2 games that day. The first one is at noon, 12:05 p.m., and then the other one's to be determined, obviously, following that game. And then May 21st versus Northern Colorado to finish out the regular season is a 1:05 p.m. first pitch. That, I'm really hoping for them to keep things going, and just continue that positive momentum heading into the Pac-12 tournament, having won 8 straight. Making it 12 straight would be pretty damn good, but obviously those games have to be played. You don't want to take anybody lightly. So with that being said, and I said it again, looking over here to our softball team, and this is why I say that we've got the majority of softball taking up this week's episode. I'm not kidding. We look over here to the game recap to start things off. A 3-game series against ESPN has them ranked number 4 in the country, so that's why I was confused. If you saw it on the social medias this week, I was talking about them being ranked number 4. The UW Athletics, like if you go to the UW Athletics site and you click softball and you look at their schedule, it says number 4, or it did. So that's why I said number 4. But then you get to the most of the other rankings, they say number 8. It was a little confusing for me. Looking here to that series anyway against Arizona State, May 12th through 14th. May 12th versus Arizona State, a 3-1 win. Player of the game, right fielder Maddie Husky going 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. On the 13th versus Arizona State, looking to get the series win, unable to do so with a 4-8 loss. Things kind of falling apart later in the later innings there. Unfortunately, a close one where UW rallied to tie it up, and then Arizona State was able to answer and never really looked back. Player of the game, center fielder Jadlyn Alchin. Alchin going 1 for 3 with a run and 3 RBIs. A massive 3-run homer in the center that answered, I believe, to tie the game up, which was pretty damn impressive to watch in person. And then May 14th versus number 4 Arizona State, a 2-5 loss to lose the series, unfortunately. Player of the game, designated player Olivia Johnson Ojo going 1 for 3 with 1 run and an RBI. Now, just to look at that series and kind of break it down. I mean, again, this is a really talented club in Arizona State. They've got, Lindsay Lopez is great in the circle. They've got some damn good hitters up and down the lineup that have been able to produce for them, and they were on it all weekend. Pac-12 play is tough in softball, obviously, in a lot of sports, but in softball too. I would almost say especially. And it was a good test before the tournament, but now it's like, hey, you got to change gears and you got to look to your next opponent. We'll get to that. We'll get to the tournament here in a second, but there were some Pac-12 all-conference honors that we have to recognize. So heading over to team-related news, 7 Huskies earned Pac-12 all-conference honors. Is the 6th consecutive year that there have been 3 or more Huskies with first-team honors, which is a little bit insane. And again, I talk about the Pac-12 being a tough place to play for softball. I mean, the Huskies are up there with the UCLAs and with the ASUs. So we will get to these players and honor them and give them their flowers, their shine, starting with Bailey Klingler, BK, with 3 incredible honors. Obviously, the one at the top of the list there, being player of the year, Pac-12 player of the year, all Pac-12 first team, all defensive team as well. So showing a range there. After winning this award, she had a great play. I believe it was in the second game of the Arizona State series where she made a great diving play from the shortstop position to keep Arizona off the base paths, and really showed that she had, obviously, it goes for more than that play, but just continued to hammer that down. We'll go down the list here for Bailey. Her second consecutive first-team selection. She led the Pac-12 in batting average, home runs, runs batted in, slugging, and total bases, coming in second in the conference with hits. Her stat line when this was announced was a .453 batting average, 22 home runs, 65 runs batted in, 1.007 slugging percentage, 149 total bases, and 67 hits. She's the first Husky to win this honor since Kristen Rivera in 2004, and in 2005 she won that award. The second Husky in program history. Klingler earned Pac-12 Player of the Week twice this season in the UW history books. As we look at Klingler making history, she is top 10 in the following: batting average at .442, homers at 43, slugging percentage at .869, and on base percentage at .514. Klingler has also hit 4 grand slams this season. In a career, all of them coming this season. So, man, I met Bailey. It's actually the second time I've met Bailey, but after that first game in the series and was just able to talk to her. And it's been incredible to have Klingler on this team. Obviously, last year being able to play with Bates and Gabby playing, having Morgan Flores, a ton of talent on that roster, but Klingler still continuing to produce. I know that she had a rough go in the Arizona State series, but I don't expect that to last for very long. I don't expect that to last very long. I am confident that she'll come out in the tournament here in regionals and continue to light things up. But obviously have to recognize her for the incredible season that she's had, just being an example on the diamond and really being a great advocate for mental health off of it. So, obviously on it as well, but notable for the spotlight that she puts on it off of it. Continuing here as we look at Gabby Plain. I mean, it's tough to give an intro to Gabby Plain as well, considering her repertoire, but we'll do our best here. We look at Gabby Plain. Do I have the... Nope. Give me 1 second, folks. I apologize. I am missing... Oh, no way. Shoot. We'll see here. We're going to ad lib. We'll just go here with it. So Plain, the fourth time in her career that she's earned this honor of first team, all Pac-12 first team. She had an ERA of 1.83 this season in 145.1 innings, over 23 starts and 29 total appearances, including 168 strikeouts. She had a 17-5 record with 15 complete games and 9 shutouts on the year. Those shutouts led the Pac-12 conference. She became the second Husky in program history to reach 1,000 career strikeouts over the past year, and the fourth in program history to post 100 career wins. So, obviously, as her career has progressed, there's been the comparisons. My graphic for Gabby just disappeared. I apologize, Gabby. That is annoying. Thanks, Canva. It's hard to give her an introduction. I mean, obviously, there have been the comparisons with her and Danielle Laurie. Obviously, Gabby looking to help UW get to a national title and win that national title like Danielle did. But she's been great. Obviously, really happy to see that she was drafted to AU softball as we covered last year. But obviously looking to finish out that career as a fifth year on a positive note, on a high note. So flowers to Gabby there. Heading down to the rest of the list here, Maddie Husky earning all Pac-12 first team honors, as you saw earlier. All Pac-12 first team for Husky here as we go over to look at her stats for the past year. So Husky, playing in the outfield, actually, we looked at it, had the impact in that game to begin the series. But we look at the stats for the year over here. In the 2022 season, hitting at a .319 batting average in 50 games played. All of those games she started. 51 hits, 31 runs, 2 doubles, 9 doubles, 3 triples, 13 homers, 47 RBIs, a .656 slugging percentage, 9 walks, let's see, a .353 on base percentage, and a .978 fielding percentage. It's notable here to look at Husky and her fielding percentage and see that she, in the 3 years prior to this one, she had a perfect fielding percentage. And then looking at batting average, she's posting her best batting average this year, playing the most games she's ever played in, most hits, most doubles, most career year, obviously, for Husky, and fittingly so to have a Husky, little Husky wordplay there. But congratulations to Maddie there. As we now go over to Sammy Reynolds. Sammy earning all Pac-12 second team honors as we go down to Sammy here. And her stats for the past year, a Snohomish native, an outfielder as well. Sammy on the year has posted the second best batting average of her career at .333 and 45 games played. All of those games started with 46 hits, 42 runs, 12 doubles, 5 homers, 23 RBIs, a .529 slugging percentage, 16 walks, a .406 on base percentage, and a 9.82 fielding percentage, which is good for the third best in her career. Which, we look at her career here outside of the sophomore year with .923, which isn't even bad at all. Reynolds has been great in the field as well. So another great year from an outfielder here at Sammy Reynolds. Congratulations to her for those second team honors. We continue over here now we have three players that were Huskies that earned all freshman team honors, starting with Kinsey Fiedler. Fiedler here. It's incredible to look at this class. I know that there was a lot of talk about this freshman class for UW, and they've produced. They really have produced in this first year of hers, hitting at a 225 average in 47 games played. 45 of them started. 27 hits, 25 runs, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 9 homers, 23 RBIs, a 5.08 slugging percentage, 24 walks, so getting on base certainly, a 3.72 on base percentage, and a 9.67 fielding percentage. So a solid first year to earn all freshman honors. Is a solid start to her career at UW, and I really, with having Sis Bates around still in this program, having Bailey Klingler, and just having obviously having Heather Tarr, having the coaching staff here at UW, I'm really excited to see what Fiedler does for the rest of her career, and that could honestly go for the rest of these freshmen as we go over to Riley Holtorf, also with all Pac-12 freshman team honors as we go over to Holtorf, Sorry, Starbucks had gotten my way. All Pac-12, we get to her stats. My apologies. This season hitting 243 as her batting average, 38 games played, 32 of them started, 17 hits, 16 runs, 4 doubles, 1 homer, 9 RBIs, a 343 slugging percentage, 10 walks, a 361 on base percentage, and a 947 fielding percentage. Again, just like with all of these freshmen that I have stated, it's hard to just say, oh, they're going to thrive because of the coaching staff, because of the teammates. No, all of them. You could say the same about all of them, as well as Olivia Johnson. Olivia Johnson coming in, Ojo lighting it up to begin the season and being a steady presence. Since then, Ojo here this season, a 272 batting average, 48 games played, 45 of them started, 31 hits, 22 runs, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 11 homers, 25 runs batted in, a 614 slugging percentage, 31 walks, a 433 on base percentage, and a perfect fielding percentage of 1.00. Again, I can't say it enough with the situation and the program and the way that they do things at UW in their softball program. There's no reason to think that any of those freshmen are going to do anything but incredible. So congratulations to all of those players earning Pac-12 honors: Bailey Klingler, Gabby Plain, Maddie Husky, Sammy Reynolds, Kinsey Fiedler, Riley Holtorf, and Olivia Johnson. So with that being said, I've been rambling here for a bit. We get to tournament time. Obviously, the regular season ends for UW after that Arizona State series, and it becomes seeding time. Just like last year, obviously some controversy with where UW was ranked. We find out on I believe it was the 16th was Sunday, 15th, my apologies, the 15th, that UW is going to was given the 13th overall seed hosting the Seattle Regional. They will play Lehigh on May 20th, which is a 5 p.m. first pitch. This is game 1. So with that being said, we're going to head over to Tournament Central and give you the rundown of the potential scenarios for UW here. This is obviously Lehigh is the first game that UW can play. This is game 1. I think this is game 2 actually of the regional. Yeah, so game 1 in the regional on May 20th. That Friday is Texas versus Weber State. That's a 2:30 p.m. first pitch. Game 2 is Huskies versus Lehigh. That is a 5 p.m. first pitch. It's being broadcasted on ESPN Plus. So if you're not able to attend, ESPN Plus is your best bet to watch that. So with that being said, if UW wins their matchup versus Lehigh on Friday, they will play the winner of that first game, Texas or Weber State, on Saturday, May 21st in game number 3, which is a 2 p.m. Pacific time start. Where you're going to be able to watch that is still to be determined. If they lose that game to Lehigh on Friday, they will play in game number 4 on May 21st versus the loser of Game 1, Texas or Weber State, at 4:30 p.m. The watch is also to be determined on that as well. And so if they lose, wait. Oh, yes, they're double elimination. So if they happen to lose another game on Saturday, they will play in Game 5, which is the loser of Game 3 and Game 4, those other two earlier in the day at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So obviously it's you don't want to have to – you've got backup plans, but you don't want to have to use them. So in the situation that UW wins both of their games on Friday and Saturday, then they get automatically in to game number 6, which is a 3 p.m. start on Sunday, May 22nd. That watch, where to watch, is also to be determined. And then game 7, if necessary, because regionals are double elimination, would be a 5:30 start on Sunday. So again, best case scenario is for them to win out. I believe there are still tickets available. So pricing for that all weekend infield, if you want to buy tickets for that, is $36. All weekend general admission for adults is $24. All weekend general admission for youth, senior, and students is $15. If you want to buy for one day in the infield, it's $15, but I believe all of those tickets are sold out. If you want to buy for one day general admission, it's $10 if you're an adult. If you're youth, senior groups, or a student, a single day general admission is $6, and standing room only single day is $6. So let's see. I'm just going to take a quick peek here. I probably shouldn't do this because it's running time. But if we try to look at website didn't like me. No, there's still, let's see. Yeah, no infield, but they've got plenty of standing room and some limited general availability. So I secured, we'll be on site for that. We'll be there both the first 2 days. But unfortunately on Sunday, we've got the OL Reign game, so can't be there for that. Wow. So day 2, there's no general admission at all, but standing room. Day 3, there's general admission and standing room. But day 2, there is no general admission at all. So you'd have to stand. Wow, that's insane. Anyway, with that being said, this has been another edition of WOOF Wednesdays. Again, whether it's UW football, UW baseball, UW softball, you want to talk about any of the other UW teams, feel free to do so. We love to interact with anybody that views us here. Please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, go follow us on social medias, Instagram, Circling Seattle Sports right here. Yeah, sorry, it just looks really cramped up there. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Do your best to make today a great day.